we need to have, I don't know, better expectations for our own kids. Because I think when you're the parent of the child making noise, you think everyone's staring at you and thinks you're the worst parent in the world. Like one thing that we always do, or my daughter was doing today, we had a 2-year-old. We had two-year-old. No, they're not quite two, are they? They're like 1.5. We have twins often with us at Mass that friends of ours, the girls love sitting with me and my kids. And so my daughter's like pointing to the front of the church, Jesus, hi Jesus, Mama Mary, and they're like kissing our medals. And so I'm not saying don't teach your kids about the faith. Do obviously teach your kids about the faith, but don't stress over them like doing the right thing, right? Yeah, we would always try to have our kids try to pay attention at Mass. And like today, my daughter was with this 2-year-old telling her, Jesus, pointing to the front of the church, look, Jesus, you're going to go get a blessing. We're going to go up to Jesus, and had a rosary, kiss Jesus, And so trying to, I don't know, in their own way, but half the time the 2-year-old had sunglasses on. She was entertained with sunglasses, and then she was blowing kisses to my son. And it was good. It was beautiful. Like that's what that age group is kind of supposed to be doing at Mass. They're there, they're present. When they got too fussy, either one of my girls would take them to the back or their dad would take them to the back. And that's appropriate, right? I think we do need to be aware. So if you have a baby and they're like making little baby noises, I think that's fine. I think it's babies being babies. But if you have a child crying, you really should walk out of the church, right? There's the foyer area in the back, or you can walk outside depending on the weather, or a basement. But like if you have a crying kid, you shouldn't just sit in the pew, right? You should try to remove them so other people can pray. We don't want to distract everyone, right? But I just think we need to have, I don't know, better expectations for our own kids. Because I think when you're the parent of the child making noise, you think everyone's staring at you and thinks you're the worst parent in the world. At least that's what I thought. And so I remember being at church and I asked this friend of mine after Mass, I was like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how your kids are so well behaved. And she's like, Cameron, she's like, my kids are very different than your kids. She's like, I have a hard time getting my kids to put down their book and go outside and play. She's like, my family's pretty phlegmatic. They're all quiet. She's like, look at my husband. And her husband was like, in a conversation, just kind of nodding his head, talking. And he's like, look at your husband. And Matt's telling a story and his hands are all big. And he's like, ah! And she's like, look at you and me. I'm like, oh yeah, that's fair. Like I'm a much louder, bigger personality than her. And she's like, our kids are really different. So I don't think I could sit and make one of your kids be quiet and sit through Mass, let alone all 3 of them, right? And she's like, it's okay. Like we have different struggles as moms. And I think that's really good to know, because I think sometimes, at least when until this friend said this to me, I thought I was doing something wrong. Like why can't my kids sit still at Mass? We come every Sunday. We would try to go to daily Mass and my kids still struggled. I'm like, what's going on? And it wasn't anything that I did or didn't do. It was just kind of their personalities and what their attention span could handle at that moment.